Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrew, and today we are on day 6 of Advent of Cyber, which is a pretty fun one I like. We get to mess around with a little bit of PowerShell, get into some YARA rules and detections. Our walkthrough video today was brought to us by, I'm going to not butcher this, rbelsec. Great job, by the way. I thought that was very easy and smooth to follow, and after going through the challenge myself, was able to pop through and kind of thought the video was very easy to kind of follow and kind of move along with. So as we continue on with our story here for the Mayor Malware scheme, we see that it appears that Mayor Malware slams his hand on the table, his eyes now narrowing to a report flashing on his screen that Glitch and McSkitty have uncovered his trail. As he takes a deep breath, calming himself, "No matter," he muttered, a sinister grin forming, "they may have found me, but haven't stopped me." This confidence steamed from the malware he had crafted, so devious and advanced that it would be easily evade detection. So we get to go into this challenge today with our learning objectives, analyzing malware behavior using sandbox tools, exploring how to use YARA rules and detecting malicious patterns, learning how various malware evasion techniques can occur, and then implementing an evasion technique to bypass YARA rule detection. As always, TRYHACKME does an excellent job at telling you exactly how to connect their machines and what to use. As always, I've been utilizing their attack box, just doing my left screen, right screen, so I'm working on one panel, one screen. So this is pretty straightforward. It's going to bring you into a Windows machine with some PowerShell and then start walking us through what we're going to be looking for specifically later down the road with our Windows registry editor, as well as kind of going over some basic programming language we see in C, of what exactly appears to be occurring when the directory often absent on sandboxes or virtual environments indicate that malware is running in a sandbox. So can YARA do it? Mayor Malware knows that McSkitty is a big fan of YARA rules, and YARA is a tool used to identify classifying malware based on patterns in its code. By writing custom rules, analysis can determine specific characteristics to look for, such as patterns, strings, file headers, and behaviors. With YARA rules, YARA can scan these files and process to find matches, making it invaluable in detecting malicious code. So here we see that the rule that was implemented that we're looking for is that this detects the sandbox by querying the registry key for a program path. Author of TRYHACKME, the date that this was done, and then the version being what version this is on. The string what we're looking for is software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, and then it's looking for the program files directory no case. So what we're going to be doing is let's understand this contents. In the string section, we have defined variables that include the value to look for our CMD. In the condition section, we've also defined what the rules will match and scan files, in this case, if any of the specific strings are present. So for this test, Mayor Malware has set up a one-function script that runs a YARA rule and logs a true positive in the tools YARA matches.txt, which I have right here that we've already pulled up and ran a few times. So we see that we already have a few of our matches. So the game plan now is what we're going to do is we're going to run our PowerShell jinglebells.ps1, and I believe mine may show a detection because I've already ran it, but let's see what happens here. So we are going to go ahead, and if you haven't, the way you need to go and run this is change your directory and get into the tools. So I've already gotten myself there, and now we are going to run our jinglebells.ps1. And no events found in system.log monitoring system events. Please push Control-C to exit. So while that is happening, we now want to go into our Merry Christmas.exe inside of our tools malware folder. Pivot here real quick. Go to tools. Go to our malware. And we are going to hit our Merry Christmas.exe. That is going to run, and it looks like we have a hit. Reconnect. Okay, we're still good. So as we can see, there was a notification that hits, and looks like we've also just found our first flag. So it looks like due to our YARA rule that we have set up and we were looking for and listening for, when that malware was ran, we did find our it hits, and we see here for our YARA result saying sandbox detected, and it shows us that this is referenced a path of user, administrator, app data, local temp, in that little temp file right there. So make sure if you haven't, grab that flag. That's going to be our first flag for today's challenge. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK past this. So I've already gotten mine entered in. And we're going to move right on down along. So adding more evasion techniques. So because we can make our malware even stealthier by introducing obfuscation, what this is doing is we're now going to try and within this, which is already set up in your text files, what we'll see here in a second, they're now encoding a command, looks like in base 64, that is going to try to change the parameters of how this runs and executes so that it cannot be seen or found by the YARA detection. So we see that when we put in this huge block here of the encoded command, and we put that into CyberChef, what this is doing, it looks like it's doing a get item property for a path heading into the HKML Windows registry, software, Microsoft Windows current version, and then doing names of a program files dir. So beware of floss. The obfuscation is helpful, but we need to know that there are tools available to extract obfuscated strings with malware binaries. One such tool is Floss, a powerful tool developed by Mandiant that functions similar to Linux strings tools, but is optimized for malware analysis, making it ideal for revealing any concealed details. So we're going to jump out of our thing there. We are going to pull this command, which actually I've already ran this. So we're just going to open up this other file I can show you guys. Here we go. So same thing, we're navigating to tools, going to Floss, and we're going to run this Windows PowerShell command that they provided us. As this is going through, and it takes about 2-3 minutes to complete, so by all means, take your time looking at this over, and we can kind of go over the breakdown of the command. So the command is scanning for strings in the binary merrychristmas.exe if any hard-coded variables were defined in the malware. Floss should find them. The pipe symbol redirects the output of the command in front of it to an input of the command behind it. Outfile tools malstrings.txt. We save this command results in a file called malstrings.txt. And then simply all we need to do for this next piece is we're going over here into our directory. We're going to head to local C, tools, and we see our malstrings.txt right there on the bottom that's already in a text document. Now, once again, I've already opened this up. Here we see we have our flare floss results. For this last piece of where we need to find our last string, we are simply putting in our THM. You can even do a single, we'll look for THM. I know it's there, THM. And then going into our malstreams.txt, we click into here and we simply do a Control F for our THM, and boom, we have our second flag for the room. So pretty fun challenges today. If you're not used to going in and actually going to text editors or looking in through results when it comes to these events that come out through detections, they also go into a great aspect of going through the event log, event viewer, which they also provide you a YARA code right here, which is great because ideally what this can do is, let's say you want to specifically look for an event that fired. So for example, the one I wanted to pull up and I used for my example was 127822. So as I came here into the YARA rule, we go into up here from the top, you're going to be going into applications and services, Microsoft, Windows, all the way down to sysmon, and then operational. That's going to show you a bunch of different detections and everything that occurred, file creations, other processes. But we're going to go over here to events. And I lied. We're going to go to filter current log. And we're going to go here. It should put you into the filter section right here. But we're going to go into the XML and we're going to edit the query manually. And as you can see, I went ahead and copy pasted over here from our example from TRYHACKME into my path here, my little box here. And then the event record I'm looking for was the one I showed you on my text editor, 127822. that when, I wonder if it's not there now because I ran a new query search. So let's see. Let's go back into my editor here. Here are match Texas. Okay, let's look for 129.409. So same thing, filter current logs. We're going to replace this number with here, hit OK, and there we go. So I'm assuming it's probably because it may have just moved off my log, or maybe it wasn't there anymore. And we can now see specifically that rule that fired, other additional information, process ID, the CMD image C. We see a description for Windows command processor. We see the command line and current version, current directory, and some other good information that you can kind of pull and get from here. So overall, great room today. I thought it was not too challenging, pretty easy to follow along with. And I hope you guys had a good time with it. Please drop in the comments your favorite part, what challenged you the most, maybe where you got stuck at. And I will catch you guys on the next day of Advent of Cyber. Keep hacking.